Hola everyone, it's me Nessie. I'm back. Sorry it's been quite a while since my last video. I'll have more videos to come though, so please subscribe if you haven't already. I've got a big mug of tea, so let's get into the video. So I've had my first ever request a few weeks ago from Trini, who commented that it'd be really good to see a 7-bedroom and 5.5 bathroom house. This is actually the first time I've ever made such a big house with that many bedrooms, but I absolutely love a challenge. So here I am in the beautiful town of Appaloosa Plains. I picked this town because it just gives me all the autumn vibes, and I absolutely love autumn. It's my favourite season, and you know, all the trees are that lovely sort of orange colour, and it just, yeah, it looks really beautiful. So I've decided to sort of make, I guess, a farmhouse style house, because I thought maybe this started as like quite a humble little farm, but then as the you know, family grew and there was more and more generations living here, they've just like kept building on it and modernising it, and now it's just, you know, absolutely massive. I still only built this on a 40x40 lot because I think a lot of people tend to make them on 64x64, and even though that's great because you could just build absolutely anything on there and pretty much fit the whole thing, I just think there's not that many lots in worlds which are that size, so hopefully, you know, you'll be able to find a spot for this for 40x40. So I'm just starting with the bottom floor first. This is basically going to be split into 2 parts, this video. So this first part is all about the build mode, so everything, I think I do everything apart from the wallpaper, because I think wallpaper's more, you know, when I come to furnish it, I'll decide what goes best with it at the time. But you know, we're going to put in all the main foundations, the windows, the doors, sort out the actual layout of the house in this video. And I'm actually going to do landscaping, which is like one of the things I find hardest, but I actually really liked how it turned out in the end, so yeah, I'll do that in this video too, so you'll see all of that. And yeah, instead of doing a like music version of this, but I normally put music to my speed builds, I thought I'd just keep talking because yeah, just for a change. I'm still trying lots of new things out because, you know, I haven't made many videos before. I've watched many people's videos and I tend to like the ones where people talk, although I don't know how long I can talk for. This is kind of a test for me, but yeah, just you know, I'd really appreciate any comments, any feedback, just letting me know what you prefer. If you prefer just music over these videos, you know, I don't know what you find better, but yeah, just great for me for feedback for my future videos, really. So yeah, I've already sort of decided on this layout for the bottom floor. Basically I went on Pinterest, found a picture of a house I really liked. It didn't have a floor plan, it didn't have the back view, so I've made like the majority of this up, but I have made hopefully the rooms big enough so that there's enough room to manoeuvre about and put all the essential things in for a big family, because as you know, on this game you can't just expect the Sims to be able to walk around everything freely because they get stuck if you haven't left enough room. So hopefully there is ample room for everything you want to do, and like enough room to throw parties and stuff. So yeah, if at any point I pause for a little bit, it's just because I was thinking about what to do next. If there was any huge pauses, I've cut that out of the video just to, you know, make the video flow better, but you know, there is natural breaks where I'm thinking, what do I do here, because that's just how it is when you're building, and I'm sure you understand what I mean when you like come to roofing and all that sort of stuff. It can be really complicated on Sims, so yeah, I'll just make it up as I go along kind of thing. But I really enjoyed making this house. Like I say, I haven't made a house this big in a long time. I've made like more sort of like castles and stuff like that, which were big, but even they didn't have 7 bedrooms, because I think I either cram my Sims into smaller rooms altogether, or I don't ever play with families that are that big. I'm not really sure why. I think it's because it's a lot to handle, and I tend to start my games off with literally one sim and then get distracted and play a new game. So yeah, my families don't seem to naturally expand that much. When I made this house, I had actually made a family. I called them the Handy Family, and my idea was that the dad basically is really good at fixing things up, and you know, since they've got 6 kids, he's built on most of this house, and that's why it's got so many bedrooms and bathrooms now. So yeah, it's just a lot more family friendly. So you know, I actually made all of these Sims. I might actually upload to the exchange this whole house like without the family, and then a version with the family, just in case, you know, you wanted to use the family I created. I mean, I might actually play with this family, and I know Trini did mention doing a let's play. I primarily, when I made this channel, I thought about just doing speed builds mainly. That's what I enjoy doing most, to be honest. Like I rarely get round to playing with my Sims, because I am building everything, and I literally go into worlds. Like I've loaded up Appaloosa Plains here, which is probably my favourite world because of the whole autumn vibes it's got. But then I just create like all of the community lots, everyone's homes, and yeah, by the time that's over, a year's passed and I haven't played with the families at all. So you know, it's once in a blue moon that I do play. But yeah, I think I do like to watch other people's let's plays. So maybe I'll do my own. I mean, it would be a different experience. So you know, I do like coming up with the actual storylines for families. You know, I'll write their bios out and all that sort of thing, but like I say, yeah, it's just when it comes to the playing part, I don't give myself the time to do that. If I had like, you know, infinity time on this planet, I'm sure I'd get through a lot of gameplay, but you know, by then Sims, you know, 200 will be out and I'll have played it once. So you know, I think I could definitely, you know, give it a shot playing this family anyway. So yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing in your games at the moment. You know, if you like playing with large families, obviously this could be a really good house for you. You know, or if you kind of do what I do and start off with one sim and see how far you can get them, and usually for me that's like up until the point they get married, and I'll get them pregnant, and then it's like, oh yeah, move on to the next family. So yeah, I don't know if you play a lot with the big families, but there's always a lot of drama going on if you do, because these Sims, if you give them the free will, tell you what, they'll just go and do whatever they want. So here I'll just start talking about the build a little bit now. So I basically started the top floor. I was mapping out everything in my mind, because I was thinking 7 bedrooms, how do I fit it in? And you know, at first when I started creating this, I thought to fit it all in, I'll either have to have some bedrooms downstairs, which isn't very traditional. Well, it's not traditional in England to have your bedrooms downstairs. Everything's upstairs usually. Or I'm going to have to make it a really top heavy house. So, you know, smaller downstairs and maybe, you know, using columns and stuff, have it all extended at the top. But then I thought, do you know what? The rooms aren't going to be huge. That's what I went with. These are very modest sized bedrooms, and quite small bathrooms, but because they all pretty much have their own bedroom and bathroom, I guess it doesn't need to be huge because they're not expected to share. So you know, and as I went through it and was furnishing it, I thought, you know what, there is enough room in here. And I actually, as you've just seen, I put the flooring down to show that I've definitely got 5.5 bathrooms and 7 bedrooms, because in all honesty, even I was surprised I actually managed it. And then I'm putting in the roof now, which I don't know if you find roofs as hard as I do, but yeah, I don't think like the roofing tool is that bad, but sometimes things just don't go the way you want them to. You know, edges are overspilling and it just, yeah, it's quite tricky. But yeah, in the end I was pretty happy with it. I wouldn't say I was like thinking it was the best roofing I've ever done, because yeah, I think it's just a bit of a tricky shaped house, you know, and I think I did the best I could with what I had there. But yeah, I was quite happy with it, and I do like the shape of this house because I think it's just got some interesting features. You know, it's not nowhere near like, you know, bog standard square room house. It's got, you know, a lot of edges and rooms sticking out and things like that. So yeah, it's just it's a little bit more detailed, but yeah, I think I was like 90% happy with the roofing in the end. So you know, that went okay. But yeah, then I'm gonna fit in all the windows and everything in a minute as well, so just to make sure it all fits, because sometimes when you put the roofing on the ground floor, you find that the windows don't just fit on the top floor. So, well, that's what I find every time is a challenge. So yeah, that's what I'll do next and go, did it work? Did I manage to do it properly? Who knows? So yeah, interestingly, well, I find it interesting, I for my own personal game recoloured this house after I'd done it all. So this is all very white and light. I actually really, I'm going through a phase at the moment where I really like dark houses, so I think I did it like it's either sort of a navy blue, or I might have done it like a charcoal colour, but just to give it like a moodiness, because this is like a really bright family home, but yeah, because, you know, Halloween's coming up, and I do like that sort of moody tone. I did recolour it for myself afterwards, but I was quite happy enough with this just to leave it as it was for the video. You know, hopefully you like that. I might upload the other coloured house as well, so you know, we can see what you think anyway. But yeah, I think the white did just look very, you know, cheerful, but yeah, like I say, I liked the moodier vibes. So yeah, all the windows are fitting. I was very, very surprised, very happy. And now I'm going to move on to the landscaping. Now, I typically, for myself, when I'm putting in like about 2% effort, just sort of do a path up to the house and put a couple of trees in, but because I was making more of an effort for you all, I thought let's do a proper driveway, kind of, which actually I thought looked like a lock or something in the end, but I did, when I put all the plants in, it doesn't look so much like a keyhole. So yeah, just did an actual driveway, putting in like places for the foliage to go, and yeah, just actually doing something with that. So yeah, it's not typical for me, but yeah, if I was gonna do all of this house, furnish it, build it, I'm not gonna upload it looking really plain. So yeah, I hope you like my first proper attempt at landscaping. So I mentioned in the video earlier, and you probably know if you did already subscribe to me, I haven't done a video in a long time, largely because I just easily get distracted. I've got like 10 videos on the go, they all need editing, and I have also, like a week ago, I lost my voice for an entire week. Which was a bit scary because my throat wasn't actually sore, like it had been, but then it recovered and then I lost my voice. So that was an interesting time, you know. I was texting my husband and everything, even though we were sat in the same room, because my miming skills and his lip reading skills not very good, it turns out. So yeah, that was a bit weird. So I think a lot of people still say, oh, you sound a bit like you know, got a bit of a rough voice or whatever. Like it's not actually come back 100% normal, but you know, I mean, I don't know if my normal voice is great anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. But yeah, it's one of those weird colds, so you know, there's a lot going around this time of year, but you know, that's the downside of this time of year. On the plus side, you've got jumpers, you've got, you know, nice having a hot drink without feeling uncomfortable. You know, there's all the good things about autumn. So yeah, I guess that's just one of those things you have to put up with. With this rock landscaping technique, I've seen other people do this. Like, this is not my own technique. Like, I've seen other people do it, and this is the first time I was actually giving it a go, because I've always thought, oh, that's a really good idea, but it's just like, just the fact that it's like a little bit boring to do. I usually would just not bother, but you know, for the sake of making this look a bit more complete, I did this for you. So yeah, I hope you like that. Yeah. Also, it's been absolutely no time for you, but for me, I just paused this recording because my Chinese got delivered. I had a nice chow mein and spring rolls, and also my cat climbed up my chair, so I don't know if you heard that, but yeah, she likes to climb, and actually since my last video, I got her, like, she's called Cleo and she's a Siberian. I didn't actually own a cat at that point. That's how long it's been since I last recorded. So here, I'm just putting in all the plants and, you know, making it look a little bit, you know, more lived in stuff. I did put, I think they're meant to be little dandelions, those plants, so because I could imagine having those like wood chippings in as like part of your garden instead of soil. It would be really hard to weed. I don't know, because I don't have them in my garden. My garden's very, very small, so there's no space for that kind of thing. But you know, I put those in because I thought, like, unless you're like really into gardening, you know, when weeds grow, that would just be part of the garden sort of thing. So yeah, just tried to make it look a bit more, I guess, realistic, you know, or not realistic, because if you love gardening and you would get rid of those things, but you know, I personally probably wouldn't, so you know, I left them in anyway. Yeah, no, I picked like more orangey, yellowy tone plants, because again, like, you know, giving off all the sort of colours of fire and autumn and everything that reminds me of that. So you know, just to give it that extra autumn feel. And then outside, I haven't done it obviously in this video, but I am going to like furnish this patio area. So I'm going to do like, you know, a little barbecue area. I think they call this like a pagoda or something. So I just did some fancy wood plank pattern thing going on there. So you know, I've seen that on a few nice houses in real life, so I thought, yeah, that could look really nice on here. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna like add a few of the last finishing touches, a few more windows where they needed to be, because whenever I make the houses, I like don't think, oh, this room doesn't have very much light, until lastminute.com. So yeah, and I'm just putting in all the doors, which there are a lot of, because there's a lot of rooms. So yeah, but I don't know if you've ever done this, but I've made loads of builds before and then realised I didn't put the doors in, so no one can even get into any of the rooms. Like, that's one of those classic moments. But yeah, I did remember this time, so it's all good. But yeah, that is the build done. So I hope you really liked it. Thanks again, Trini, for suggesting this, because honestly I wouldn't have even thought to give myself that challenge without that. And please leave a like if you like this video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one, where I'll be furnishing this huge house. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.